What's up, and welcome to another episode, Master Moats Film Session, and today I'm only talking about the Pickett to Pickens connection, because versus the Cincinnati Bengals, baby, it was on display. And trust me, there's still more meat on the bone when you talk about those two guys, because they had a couple of misses as well. But we're going to talk about what they did well in this game. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button like y'all always do, and we're going to dive into this thing. That's George Pickens at the point right there. As we got a little motion, play it in full speed though, and then we're going to talk about it. But now, I'm loving this right here, baby. Yes, sir. Explosive passing plays opens up the defense. Can't get enough of that. All right, so defensively, what are we getting, man? We are getting a blitz. Okay, blitz, and they're running fire zone coverage off of it, fire zone 1/3, which actually turns into man-to-man, right? It's going to be man-to-man with two underneath defenders because of the running back and tight end stand in the protection. But from a route perspective, you're getting a deep over route from George Pickens, and we'll just draw that up. All you're doing is getting that route right there. He's going to be back, and back. So the way they're supposed to play this is like this, man. He has George man-to-man, but they're all working together. So when you get the deep crossers, these corners out here are trying to work together on exchanging or passing those crossing routes, which at times can be a little bit complicated, be a little bit difficult. And that's what ends up happening here. But you get the blitz, right? So that keeps, obviously, tight end. Gentry stays in a little bit. Najee stays in. So you get essentially a two-man route. All right, got your two underneath defenders, but these are the three guys I was talking about. Eli Apple, the other corner, and then you got Bates in the middle of the field here. So with this deep crossing or deep scissors concept, the beauty is this: if you are getting fire zone, which is going to turn into fire zone 3, which is essentially man-to-man for those safeties and corners, the deep crossing route that you're getting from Deontay and George work against that, because you're going to make this safety have to decide who he's going to shade to, who he's going to help. Also, when you're talking about these receivers versus man-to-man on a deep cross or a deep over route, you're going to get a chance for it to be a foot race, and you're running away from that defender's leverage. Somebody's going to be wrong. All right, and then you just need a nice throw with good air under it, and your guys can run and get it. So we know right now who we have in terms of George Pickens, and you can see the separation here, and also Eli Apple getting ready to wheel up for this Deontay Johnson route. Problem is, backside corner does not get that adjustment. So now you have guy running wide open, corner is late, and that ball is in the air. Beautiful. Nice throw and catch right there. George Pickens finishes it off for a massive first down. But that's a beautiful, number one, I like the play call. In terms of just anticipating some pressure, anticipating man-to-man coverage, or even if it was cover 3 coverage, this concept works. This is a winner versus that. So when you talk about Matt Canada, I do like that element from him. But more importantly, when you're talking about Kenny Pickett, number one, just taking your time. You got pressure, but you got time. Look, there's not, literally, it's a blitz, and that's fine. It's definitely a blitz, but O-line did their job right here, right? Got a lot of time to just survey the field and process through this thing. And when he's throwing this rock, this is beautiful. Like I said, man, obviously George was already open, but he wanted to wait a little bit. Cool. You got this corner committed. He's falling over the place. That ball's in the air. He knows he's going to get hit. Standing there and deliver the throw. NFL caliber throw. Takes the shot. Beautiful completion, though. This is what you want, and this is what you're starting to see more of between these two players right here. All right, now you're getting the tandem, just showing their connectivity on the go ball. It's a throw that obviously you want to have in your wheelhouse. This is a catch that you want to be able to make if you're one of the wide receivers. And we've obviously seen this connection before, this particular throw and pass before, but let's show it as it happened in the Bengals game. So just circled up my man George Pickens, and here's Kenny, obviously on the deep throw down the sideline. Lovely. Don't you love to see it? I'm mad they cut the camera off before he showed off his full celebration, but it is what it is. But this play, man, not a lot of crazy detail going on with this, but for for Kenny. He's facing the pressure again. Cincinnati, this was third down, 3rd and 4, I believe it was. Cincinnati wanted to pressure him. They wanted to speed up his clock, and that's what you like to do versus young quarterbacks. The reason why you blitz and the reason why you want to pressure them is just to make them process faster, make them have to see the field faster and read it faster. And that's something that veteran quarterbacks struggle with, so that's why it's even more heightened when you're talking about younger quarterbacks as well. But for this one, man, you're getting a blitz, okay, cool. You also see what? Right now, middle of the field, this is single high. So this is letting you know you're either looking at man, you're looking at cover 1, you're looking at cover 3, which was still in this situation versus this particular play like man, because that corner has vertical carry. All right, so you're getting the look that you want if you're Kenny, and this is the thought process that you're going with in the sense of I want to get my big receiver the ball on the goal ball. Okay, so the next thing we go through is what? All right, let's see if you're George Pickens, what type of leverage do you have in the sense of the DB? He's straight up right now, right? Playing a man-to-man, so nothing to really tell you inside-outside leverage. But you stem him. Good job on the release, stemming him inside to get outside. If you want to get outside, you don't just run outside right away. At this level, man, these guys are too good. You have to give him the illusion of this to get back to that, and that's what he does. I'll rewind it just so you can see the little details of the stem route by Pickens. Didn't go far enough. Whoopsies. But you see him right here, stemming it. Now I got him. Beat the outside hand. Now it's a foot race. Even, he's leaving. And now hand went up, but this is what you want right here. This is NFL open, ladies and gentlemen. This is NFL open. You got the DB on the back shoulder. You got the open hand to the front side, and coaching point for my young corners or linebackers when you're covering a wheel route or anything where you have vertical carryiness to the sideline. You see this space between the numbers and the hash, or excuse me, the numbers and the sideline. If you're a DB, you want to get that receiver as close as you can to the sideline. This little area right, splitting the difference. If you go to college practice fields, some of the higher college practice fields or higher end NFL practice fields, you'll see red lines in that area right there because this quarterback is reading this right here. If this receiver is on this line right here, man, it just makes it a lot easier for them in terms of margin of error, in terms of being able to make a one-handed catch like we saw George Pickens make against the Cleveland Browns, right? Doing some of the sideline stuff. It just gives them more space when you're able to condense that and you do that body position, leaning on these receivers, that will ultimately make that throw a lot harder to make. But Eli Apple did not do that. So that's why George Pickens is on that same little mid area, and now easier, a lot easier for him. Still makes a heck of a catch and good finish by Eli trying to rip the ball out. But that's just one of them ones right there, man, where you're looking at your receiver, if you're Kenny Pickett, and you're saying, my guy is better than your guy. My guy can make these plays. So I really, like I said, enjoyed the release by Pickens in terms of stemming him, make sure he was on that red line. So then when the throw was made, he had more room to drift to make that catch while still getting 2 feet in bounds. A lot of little details on this particular goal ball right here, but really good. And then for Kenny, man, in terms of his mechanics, you love to see it. Now, it wasn't as difficult because there wasn't any pressure on him right there, even though they were bringing blitz, but good job transitioning his power from back foot to front foot, eyes downfield, stepping into the throw, and just beautiful touch pass right there, man. Like I said, really good job as we can start seeing that rapport continuing to build, and not just building, but being productive as well. All right, now this final play between George Pickens and Kenny Pickett, just beautiful, beautiful play call, execution, throw, and route, and catch. Just across the board, man. I love what I saw right here on this play. That's George on the outside, lined up at the number 1 position, off the ball. I played him full speed. After that, we're going to break it down. But yes, this was the play that had me going crazy. Touchdown for the culture. Don't you love to see it? Don't you love to see it? All right, so let's slow this thing down. So when you're talking about what Kenny Pickett is facing over here, man, he's getting pressure and he's going to get hit and it's going to hurt. All right. But what we also had was some pre-snap movement, right? You had Steven Sims give you a little yo-yo motion. All you're trying to do right now is just identify zone versus man. typically if the corner rolls or runs with that motion, then you know you're in man-to-man. If that corner does not run with him, it's zone. Because if it's man-to-man, that's his guy, he has to go with him. If it's zone, well, hey man, you're just going to take that guy over there, I'm going to take this guy over here. Little telltale signs, all right? So from there, what we do get in terms of George Pickens being off the ball, which I do like as well, and I'll wind that back too. The reason why I like him off the ball is this. A couple things too. So with the yo-yo motion, it gets these guys right here. They're moving a lot. They're communicating a lot because they're trying to figure out how they're going to play it. Another telltale sign for man-to-man. When it's zone, we ain't got to talk that much. I'm just dropping to a landmark and we get our eyes on the quarterback. When we're all in here trying to figure out, hey, how are you playing this? Is that your guy? Hey, man, if they cross, what are we doing? If it goes up this level, how far are we taking this? That's man-to-man. You're getting a lot of chatter between those guys right there, all right? So with George Pickens being off the ball like this, that was going to keep him from being jammed up or his timing disrupted. So schematically, good. The pre-snap design with the motion, good. And everything is working the way that they want it, okay? In terms of Matt Canada and his design. Now, we're getting the actual route. And because of the confusion, the guy that's checking George Pickens, this guy all the way at the top, and this is George in the middle right here, he's out of position, man. And his fundamentals in terms of his technique is off because he was not prepared because of the communication. So from there, you're getting George Pickens on his toes already, man. Eli Apple, that's what it was. He was going one direction. George Pickens is already out of this thing, getting ready to go here. He's already open. This is NFL open. This is a touchdown, man. Anybody that's played in this game knows. This look right here, yeah, go ahead, strike up the band. But the interesting part or the intriguing part is this, man. Kenny has a big body coming right in his face, okay, because the block was not made. So you have to decide, man, are you going to stand in that pocket and make that throw? It's going to hurt when you take that shot. Or are you going to protect yourself? Right here, see him step up, make a nice throw. He takes it right on the chin too. Shoof. But the flip side, your receiver is winning. Not only with the play design, but also with the route. And now he finishes it. Nice throw, even with the hit. Gets into the end zone. This was beautiful, man. This is high level stuff right there from both of those guys. For Kenny, holding the safety too. Watch your safety right here. He never moves, right? Because Kenny isn't giving him anything to key off of. Kenny is keeping his eyes down the field, but ultimately looking dead at that safety, not looking at the rush, not looking at George Pickens, who we know he wants to go to. Holds the safety, delivers the throw, takes the shot. I mean, this is when you're talking about elite quarterback play, when you're talking about franchise caliber quarterbacks, these are the type of plays that you need them to make consistently. So when I tell you we've seen some of the foundation pieces, we can see some of the things that he's done that would replicate or emulate a franchise caliber quarterback. These are the things we're talking about. Now, at the same time, does he struggle? Absolutely. But if Kenny Pickett is doing this, coupled with having that type of wide receiver one potentially in George Pickens, man, this can be something special. So, y'all let me know your thoughts on the Pickett to Pickens connection, if you were liking what you saw against the Cincinnati Bengals, and if you think this is something that can continue to grow and flourish. But either way, I appreciate you for tuning in, and until next time, baby, peace.